it's a good thing to recognize when you're just like disappointed in the current, situation. Why? Because that means you can change it. Hi Pisces, welcome back. Yes, I am starting everything all over again. My kids started school today for the first time in a year and a half now. And so now I can put in the time to do this. So today we're going to do a past, present, future karmic spread. So we're going to see what we can do to help with this current lifetime for you. If it resonates with you, fantastic. If not, I'll see you next round. So let's get started. What's going on for Pisces for this past, present, future spread here? Just a quick spread. We're going to get back into this groove. I love doing tarot. It's fun. I missed it. Always did my own stuff and the occasional, other things for like friends or whatever. But anyway, Pisces, karmic spread, please. Pisces, karmic spread. Okay. All right, so first card is what have you brought forth from past lives that you need to let go of? Like, what's your karma that you brought forward? So what is Pisces karma that they brought forth that they need to let go of, please? Here we are. We've got the Star. All right, so the Star. This actually kind of doesn't surprise me for you. Because, the Star is all about, like, dreaming. Lots of dreaming, wish upon a star, that kind of thing. Dreaming about what could be. So what that tells me is that the interesting thing about past lives is that a lot of times what was positive in the past life will move forward into this life and it ends up being negative in this life. So that tells me in your past life, dream a wild dream and you can get everything you wanted, that kind of thing. But like in this case, it's moved into this lifetime where now you dream too much. Like it's the opposite end of the spectrum now, right? So duality. Duality is a big thing with this universe. So duality with the Star, it's like focusing too much on what's out here rather than what's here or right around you. You're seeing too much of what's going on out there and not able to focus on the here and the now. Yeah. It's the like Eckhart Tolle, the power of now, that kind of thing. If you've never read that, I would definitely, if this is resonating with you, if this is the type of thing that you tend to do, where you tend to be really in your head, like up in the clouds all the time, that might be something that might be worth it for you to read, the power of now and how to live in the current moment here where I am now. And also accepting current reality as it is. So, because the Star card does not, it implies that you're not okay with the current reality. In this case. Not typically for most readings, but in this case, it implies that you don't like the current. You don't accept it. You don't want it. And if you don't want it or don't accept it, I have something on my cards. If you don't want it or don't accept it, that's a terrible life to have, So let's see here. So what are the strengths that you have brought in from the past, from your past lives here that you've forgotten about? Or maybe you're aware of them. You might be aware of them, and this might be, confirmation for you. So what are the strengths for Pisces from their past that are contributing to their life? It can help you start a new pattern. Here we go. Interesting. We've got 5 of Cups. Strengths. Strength in grief and disappointment. That's kind of weird, don't you think? I mean, that's kind of, it's very, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just, my brain's kind of running it over. So, your strength is in your ability to process and recognize when something doesn't fit. Because this right here, oh, and they work together, like what I was saying. Okay. So the Star card, right? So I was saying that this in this case, in this reading, implies that you're not accepting reality as it is, right? It's a good thing to recognize when you're just like disappointed. There's so many people that live in their life and they don't try to change things. They just keep going on the same wavelength the whole time. They never make any changes. I never understood that. I have placements in my chart that are like pure rebellion. I'm all about the change. But so I don't understand people who stay in the same job, same position for 20 years. You know what I mean? I don't understand that mentality. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why aren't you trying to continually improve yourself? That's just the way I look at things though. But this right here is implying how you recognize, okay, this doesn't really sit right for me. This doesn't really sit right for me. This is you acknowledging your feelings. This is you being able to recognize when something doesn't feel good. And if it doesn't feel good, I just heard something back there. Sorry, one moment. Animals. So, that gives you the, capability to recognize when change is needed so you can make forward movement, right? Let's look at card 3. So what is the past in Pisces' current lifetime? So your current lifetime, what is your past that's holding you back from starting a new positive direction in life? As far as like the past, including like childhood and previous relationships that may contribute to negative repeated patterns or feelings for you in this lifetime. So what is it for Pisces? What happened in the past that's creating the negative or repeating patterns in Pisces life, please? There we go. Yeah, Temperance. It's an interesting card. Temperance to come up as like a negative past experience or behavior that contributes. You know what I'm thinking is that I'm thinking that this has to do with some sort of female involvement in your life, because you see this female and she's an angel, right? Because you can see her halo that's on her head and everything. And she's got all the emotions in her hands. Water is emotions, right? All the emotions in her hands, and she's balancing them back and forth. Kind of playing with them, right? Yeah, playing with them. Playing with emotions. So there may have been a female in your life, say young or when you were young as like a child, or it could even be like a relationship that you had with somebody, with a female where they played with your emotions. But you had really looked up to them with that halo, like they were an angel to you, right? They were an angel. But the thing is that the way that they treated your emotions showed that they really weren't. It could be some sort of, it may not be a negative thing as far as that's concerned. This almost feels like an overbearing mother. Not to the point where she's like, a narcissist or anything like that, right? But like an overbearing mother who coddled you a lot. And had no idea that she was affecting your emotional future by doing that. Had no idea. You didn't know either, of course. Of course you don't know. But the phrase, the road, and this is extreme, but it kind of gives a little bit of the same idea of what I've got going on in my head here. Is the quote, "The road to hell is paved with good intentions." This person had very good intentions with you. They wanted to take care of you. But unfortunately, they didn't give you room to grow. They didn't give you room to think for yourself. Because it's kind of like a mommy dearest kind of thing. You know what I mean? Mommy dearest. And that's what it kind of feels like. Somebody who would come in and be like, "Oh, no, let me take care of that. Oh, no, I can handle that. Don't worry about that. Oh, you hurt your, you bumped your leg. Okay, well, come here. That kind of thing. Rather than, and then like you do something stupid, like stick a knife in a socket, right? And mommy's like, "Oh, did that hurt you? Oh, I'm so sorry that happened." And when meanwhile, like a lot of other parents would be like, "Well, bet you're not going to do that again." Kind of one of those, well, did you learn your lesson? Meanwhile, mommy dearest would be like, "Oh, but if you were actually into craving somebody's, craving somebody's attention after something happens to you. And maybe that taught you that. Craving somebody's attention after something happens to you. Like I need a hug after something bad happens. Everybody needs a hug after something bad happens, but some people need it far more, deep down. And you may be one of those. Every situation's different, but something to consider. Let's take a look at the next one here. So this is the present, or the key to breaking negative patterns so you can establish new patterns. What is the key for Pisces, please? What is the key for Pisces? To break the old patterns so we can set up the new ones. Here we go. Look at that. The Magician. I think it has to do with you understanding that you have everything at your disposal to do it. Understanding and accepting that you have it. You have the capability. You are the Magician. So you have the capability to make anything happen. This guy has all the tools here. And the skill. You can see the word skill on the bottom. You're like, "I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to fix my job situation. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know how to fix that." You'll figure it out. You've got the capability right here. This is the universe going, you absolutely can do anything you want. Anything you want. All right. And so the future outcome, I'm going to call that. I didn't drop anything, did I? Okay. Page of Swords. Future outcome. Oh, I like this. Okay. So future outcome, Page of Swords. This is very much a learning energy. A learning, kind of watching and waiting and learning and figuring out how to do it on your own. Because with the Temperance, whatever person this symbolizes for you, whatever person this symbolizes for you, you're learning to do it without them. You're going to stop depending on somebody else for whatever emotional support. It's all about the water. Excuse me, goodness. That's wonderful. And so you will learn. You will learn how to do it on your own. I mean, it's kind of like the bird pushing the baby birds out of the nest just to see if they can fly. Just to see if they can fly. All right. So what positive lesson that you learned this lifetime will you transfer on into the next lifetime? Now, I know that there's a lot of people that say, I'm not going to another lifetime. Well, the thing is I'm gonna break it to you nicely. You don't know that. You don't know that. Yes, I'd love to say, let's break out of this bullshit. But it's all up to your soul. It's not up to your body here. It's not up to this brain. It is up to your soul. Nothing happens to you without your soul's permission. Nothing. You can't even transition yourself to X alive status without your soul's permission. I looked up the statistics on that. And what was it? It was like only one in like 25 attempts to transition to X alive status. Only 1 in 25 attempts actually succeed. And that's just the reported ones. That's a lot of failures, right? Now, I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm sorry. I should have silenced that and I didn't do it. That's a lot of failures, which goes to show that your soul is 100% in control. Your soul, their soul, whoever. Anybody else. There's no such thing as an untimely death. In the greater spiritual thing. Greater spiritual path. In the 3D here, yeah, of course. And there's legalities associated with that and stuff like that. But there is no such thing as an untimely death. It happened exactly when it was meant to. Exactly. Because they wouldn't have gone if it wasn't time. All right, and so the lessons that you learned this time that will pass forward to next time. I like that. Knight of Swords and 5 of Swords. Okay, good. Wow. I like that the bottom of this card, this is a relatively new deck for me. The bottom of the Knight of Swords says drama, and the bottom of the 5 of Swords says revenge. Not quite what it means in this reading, but I think it's interesting because I never really interpreted them kind of like that. I'm like, So, with the Knight of Swords and the 5 of Swords being the positive lesson that you bring over to your next lifetime, this is taking forward action. Taking forward action and cutting out the chaff. Cutting out what isn't important in your life. It could be that you work on, in this lifetime, getting away from self-sabotage. The Knight of Swords is known for like cutting out things. And if he's cutting out the 5 of Swords, he's cutting out self-sabotage. So if you tend to self-sabotage, which a lot of us do, but if it's something that you've recognized, I've got a problem with this, you're gonna figure it out this lifetime. You're gonna figure it out. You'll stop doing that to yourself. You just need to figure out why you're self-sabotaging. What is it that you're looking for? You're actually looking for. What is it that you actually want? And it's usually this really abstract way of looking at things. It's really hard to figure out a lot of times without someone who's specifically trained in like shadow work, that kind of thing. So, all right, Pisces, that's what I've got for you today. Thanks so much. And I'll see you next time.